Welcome. Today's Crystal Tones Crystal Alchemy Singing Bowl is this beautiful, large, 9-inch B-20 Great Salt Lake Salt Aura Gold bowl. It's really stunning. You can see the beautiful ephemeral quality of the bowl and also its incredible sacred geometry underneath the bowl. This is really incredible, isn't it? I love sacred geometry. There's so much I can share with you about the importance of sacred geometry and sound healing. So let's begin with listening to a chime of the bowl and then discovering its alchemy energy, its note, what it would harmonize with. Then we'll complete on some beautiful sound droning from the bowl and another chime. Take a moment to close your eyes and allow these sounds to travel through your physical body, your emotional body, and your subtle body. As you can tell, I'm going to put a finger on it to soften its vibration, turning it off. This bowl has a very long, peaceful fade, so it's got a long resonance. You'll chime it and it will play and sing continually, which means when you chime, it reaches its amplitude, and then from the amplitude, it drops through a peaceful fade as the amplitude and vibration softens. And that is so good for your listener and for you. The nervous system, the mind, focuses on that sound and is soothed by the fade of that sound. There's a saying that people who go to many sound baths with crystal alchemy bowls will still hear those beautiful fades as they go to bed at night sleeping. Really good for the nervous system. When I meditate alone, without the bowls, I can bring that peaceful fade into my psyche. So it is important that a bowl might have a very beautiful chime and a long, peaceful fade and sustain. Now let's consider the energy signature of this bowl. It is a Great Salt Lake Salt Aqua Aura, a 9-inch. So 9-inch we know is a large bowl. If you had an 8-inch, 7-inch or 6-inch bowl, they could stack within your 9. So this bowl is a multi-alchemy bowl. It contains Great Salt Lake Salt, and it also contains Aqua Aura Gold. Plus, within every crystal singing bowl, there's always pure quartz crystal. So then you've got quite a mixed blend. That is what makes this bowl alchemy. Those various crystals and the salt would be ground down and then placed into the crucible, shaped this size. The crucible is placed into a furnace, and the furnace melts the Aqua Aura Gold, which carries the blue color. The gold transforms through blue because of the heat. It's amazing, like a rainbow. And then the salt gently forms in a static state through the bowl. The quartz is in there as well. That's like a grounding, holding energy for both of those alchemies. And what's so unusual about this bowl is it's created with a sacred geometry crucible. Quite a lot to share with you. Salts from lakes are Earth's natural healing minerals. We use these salts, like within an Epsom bath, to soothe the physical body. And this is proven. This is a scientific medicine for the body. If you are stressed, you've had a bad day, you get into an Epsom salt bath, and I'll guarantee you, nature helps you feel better. You are soothed. So this bowl holds that energy. This salt also benefits those who are feeling very low, perhaps in stages of depression, unhappiness, or grief. The salt will help transmute that suffering and pain. The bowl also holds Aqua Aura Gold. Gold, you might notice, is one of my favorite rare metals, gold, gold, gold at the back. I genuinely hand make these gold pendants with pure raw moonstones. I make these by hand in my studio, and I know the gold gives me good power energy. Gold is a power color, a power energy. Consider looking at a golden goddess and how that makes you feel, or God. And that is the energy of gold. It's empowering. It can be transformative, help you realize you can manifest all of your dreams rather than just give up on them. That is the benefit of an aqua or a gold. Transmutation. And then finally, we know the super great quartz within the bowl is a master healer. In regards to the importance of a sacred geometry image imprinted on your bowl, this will be very relevant for those of you who work with multi-dimension energy. Perhaps you are a psychic or an intuitive, and you are aware of what's called the net. So there's everything we can see in the 3D world. So I can see this bowl and hold it, my gong behind me, the rug underneath me, my Native American flute. These are physical objects. Intuitives or channelers, psychics, mystics, which I would consider myself one of, most definitely, are able to see other dimensions. So when I meditate, I talk to angels, no joke, easily done, and I can leave my body and visit other dimensions, other worlds. If you follow the Monroe Institute, some people like to leave their body when they meditate and stay in this dimension and look around and travel in the here and now. Perhaps they've listened to their bowls, they'll lift out of the physical body in a transcendental state, and then they might go into another room, leaving physical body behind. That's one way of working with that sort of meditation. I personally don't do that. I will do the full leave this planet when I meditate, or I'll channel angelic energy. So for me, I personally fully understand sacred geometry exists in these other dimensions, and that is why we work with them in this dimension, but they're not fully understood by, say, the right-brained people. Perhaps they're a banker or a mathematician, and they're just like, oh, it just looks like a squiggle to me, not important. If you are, like I said, psychic, intuitive, channeler, you know it's important. Like a pyramid is a sacred geometry, it's important. The Merkaba star is important, as I always say, because yes, I have it imprinted on my arm. It's hidden in this rose, but it is a sacred geometry image. I'm covered in angelic images. I have a huge angel on my back, which you guys rarely see. But all these sacred images are important to those of us who choose to work with these other dimensions. Hence, this bowl will work with a multi-dimension healer. Moving on to the note of the bowl, it is a B note in a 9-inch. The fact that it's 9-inch and a B means that it's in a low hertz. You might associate B from the C major scale in a higher hertz range. However, because this bowl is so large, it plays at a low hertz, so it's a low holding B in octave 3. It's low and soothing. If you have perhaps an 8-inch C, this bowl is going to behave lower to that C bowl. Even if the C bowl is an 8-inch octave 3, it's still going to be lower because it's a 9-inch bowl, it's a bigger bowl. To help you understand that, here I have a 7-inch B. So it's a B note, same note, but it's a smaller bowl. Now the chime of this bowl versus the chime of the lower, deeper, soothing drone B. Big difference, but not a huge difference really in size. 7-inch versus a 9-inch. So you can see how alchemies will behave differently. A white frosted quartz bowl wouldn't behave quite like that at all. But because these are precious gemstone bowls, this bowl, even though it's a B, will behave very soothing and deep. Bees in a 9-inch are very popular in the alchemy world. I'll often have musicians coming to me seeking this bowl because they know it's such a good note. I've recently sold out of 9-inch bees. I've just got 2 left of this month's collection. Finally, if you're thinking of your harmony set, you want this bowl, you're wondering what of your bowl collection would it match with, or you're building a harmony set, 9-inch B will harmonize with an 8-inch C, which could also have an E and G in the scale. If you are interested in purchasing this bowl, it is available on Crystal Planets on my website, crystalplanets.com. If you would like to educate with me as a professional sound healer, go to my education portal, soundhealercollege.com, where you can educate with me in person in Notting Hill, London, and online with my 30 on-demand online modules. Time now to listen to this bowl.